Hi everyone, merhaba, this is Ayşe Nuraltan. Welcome to Turkish food recipes. In this episode we are making a beautiful main dish from Turkish cuisine, Hasanpasha Kofte. It has köftes shaped in meatballs and piped potato puree on top. And we're gonna drizzle tomato sauce on top of the puree before baking it in the oven. They are really elegant, pretty to serve, very delicious, and with some helpful tips, it's not very hard to make it too. I'm also going to give you a full menu idea what I cooked with it. It's gonna be a full new episode, so let's get started. First, I'm going to make my köfte mixture. I'm gonna use food processor, but originally we make it by hand by grating the onions and soaking the breads in some water and then squeeze and knead everything by hand. But this is easier way, so I usually do this way. You can do both. So I had one big onion, 2 to 3 slices of old bread, and 1 clove of garlic. I'm gonna process them first before adding the other ingredients. And I have 500 grams of ground beef. For the seasoning, I'm adding 1 teaspoon black pepper and 1 teaspoon salt. Some people prefer to add to a köfte mixture some cumin or cayenne pepper, but this is the basic mixture. And actually, by not adding too much spice, you get the taste of the meat better. So I also added 1 egg, and I'm gonna continue to process until everything is combined. You can help scraping down the sides, and if you are doing it by hand, it is better if you just work with the dough, the köfte mixture actually for 3-4 minutes. The longer you knead the mixture, the better result you get. I'm checking the mixture. It was a little bit too juicy because of the onion, so I decided to add 1 to 1.5 tablespoon more breadcrumbs. So my köfte mixture is ready. While it rests a bit, I'm going to prepare the potato puree for the top layer. I have potatoes in different sizes. Actually, my daughter peeled them for me. Later I decided to not to use all of it. I'm going to cut them in cubes coarsely. With this method, you make the potato puree more easily compared to cook it with the skin on. I'm gonna add water, not gonna cover all the way up, and cook until it is soft. Meanwhile, my köfte mixture has rested for an hour. You can also make this in the morning and let it wait in the fridge. This way it will be more delicious. Before I begin to shape, I roughly divide the mixture in 4, and each portion I'm gonna divide to 3 again. This way I will have 12 Hasanpasha Kofte. You can think of 2 per person, and they are good size when you divide it in 12, but you can also make it like 16, because for us it was a little bit too much, but of course it can change, depends on the person. Anyway, so I have a 12 piece now. I'm using this oven safe glass tray, which is 25 to 35 centimeter. Now I'm going to simply turn them into a ball. First I'm making it in an even ball, and then with the help of my fingers I turn it into a ball. When you are shaping, please note that even though they look bigger now, they will shrink after it is baked. We're gonna first bake it partially and then pipe the potato puree. That's why you have to make it a little bit bigger, especially the hole inside should be a little bit big, so you will have enough place to pipe the potato puree after it is cooked. Another helpful tip, my friends, would be if you're having a hard time shaping it, if it breaks, try to knead it in your hand a little bit. It will help to have a playable mixture. So I finished shaping it. They goes to 200 Celsius degree preheated oven for 20 minutes until they have colors and it is partially cooked. Let's check the potatoes. They cooked well. And to make the potato puree, I'm gonna use my stand mixer. I found the best way, the easiest way to make the potato puree, but you can also of course use masher for it. Make sure you do this while it is still hot so they can turn into a puree easily. I'm using a pedal attachment, and within 30-40 seconds it will turn into a puree. I'm gonna add 1.5 tablespoons, which is 50 grams of butter, adding 1 Turkish teaspoon, which is a regular teaspoon universal salt, and mix it well again until butter melts. With the heat from the potatoes it will be easier. And finally I'm adding half cup of whole milk. Trying to protect my camera here, sorry my friends. And as a final touch I wanted to add a dash of black pepper to give more taste. And my potato puree is ready. I want to show you what we are doing on backstage for completing the menu. I'm making vegetable lentil soup. I have the recipe on the channel, our best favorite soup. And my daughter is helping me to make the pilav. Our Hasanpasha Koftes are cooking. After stirring the pilav for 4-5 minutes, I'm giving the water. I gave all the details on how to make fluffy Turkish pilav and get nice comments from you happily. So make sure you watch if you haven't yet. I'm gonna put my potato puree into a piping bag using this big star-shaped nozzle. It is okay to just use a plain big nozzle or transferring with the help of 2 spoons. But I wanted to make it pretty for you guys, so I'm gonna use this. My kofte is partially cooked now for about 20 minutes. You see some of the juice inside the bowl we made. And now I'm going to happily pipe it. This is the best and fun moment to making this dish. Usually I pipe it like so, beginning from the center and just a classical rosette, let's say. Then I decided to try it differently. and it seems better actually, more beautiful and easier way. And you can also pipe it more potato puree. So my favorite is the second one. Which one do you think is more beautiful? Please give me a comment. I still had some potato puree left. I wanted to add a bit more, but after a time you can't. So if you don't want to have a leftover, probably 400 grams of potato would be best amount for this Hasanpasha köftes. Before I put it into an oven, I'm gonna make the tomato sauce for my köftes. I have about 2 tablespoons olive oil. I'm gonna cook 1 tablespoon tomato paste for 1-2 minutes and add about 1.5 cups of hot water. That's it. Just pour the tomato sauce over the potato purees and they will now look even more beautiful and tasty. After drizzling some on top, pour the leftover sauce between the köftes and cook for about 20 more minutes until you have some colors on the potatoes and the sauce is sizzling and they cook well. Meanwhile, on backstage, it is close to iftar time now. My soup is cooked. I'm blending to be smooth and add more water until desired consistency. My Hasanpasha köfte is done, looking beautifully at me. And my pilav and lentil soup are ready too. We didn't have time to film, but on the back my daughter is making a cacık with purslane. It has cucumber, fresh mint and purslane, yogurt, some salt, water, drizzling olive oil and more dried mint, and it's ready. I hope you give it a try. This another delicious traditional Turkish menu. I have many more menu like this you can try and other dishes on my channel. Make sure you check them too. If you try, share your photos with me from Facebook and Instagram, Turkish food recipes, you can tag me, that's better. I hope to see you in another delicious Turkish food recipes and vlogs. Afiyet olsun.